Did you know that the Spartans were once defeated by a band of women led by a poet? Stick around to learn all about it. Hello and welcome to World History Encyclopedia. My name is Kelly and today I am bringing you another Women in History video, and this time we are going to have a look at the life and legacy of Telesilla of Argos. Don't forget the easiest way to support us is by giving this video a thumbs up and subscribing to our channel so you don't miss out on any new uploads. If you like my shirt, you can find this design and a bunch more on our shop, which I will link for you down below. Telesilla was a Greek lyric poet who lived in Argos in the 5th century BCE. Along with the famous poet Sappho, Telesilla was named as one of the 9 female lyric poets of Greece by Antipater of Thessalonica in around 15 BCE. Telesilla was quite ill during her childhood, and so she consulted the Pythia on how to restore her health. The oracle answered her by saying she should dedicate herself to the 9 muses, and so she devoted her time to the study of music and poetry. She healed from her ailments and grew in fame from her talents as a lyric poet. She was also responsible for the creation of the Telesillian meter, which is a type of lyric poetry meter. Out of the substantial body of work Telesilla composed, only 2 lines have survived, which were actually quoted in another work, the Handbook of Meter by Hephaestion of Alexandria, from around 96 CE. As shown through the references to her in the works of Pausanias, Plutarch, and Athenaeus, she was greatly respected among other authors and was a very influential artist. Along with her talents in poetry, Telesilla is remembered as being the defender of her hometown Argos against the Spartans in 494 and 493 BCE. The Spartan king Cleomenes I had consulted the oracle of Apollo because he wanted to know what the outcome would be if he marched on Argos. The oracle foretold that he would capture it, and so he decided to move against the city. In the Battle of Sappho in the land of the Argives, Cleomenes defeated and then killed the hoplites of Argos and chased the survivors from the field. The Argive soldiers took refuge in the grove of Argus, where they claimed sanctuary from the god, meaning Cleomenes could not go in after them. He got the names of the men who were hiding from the prisoners he had taken, and then, one by one, he called them out by name, promising them safety, and then he killed them once they left the sanctuary. The men continued to leave the safety of the sanctuary until one of them climbed a tree and saw what was happening to the men who left. None of the remaining men left the grove at the call of their name after that, and so Cleomenes set fire to the grove and burned them all to death. According to Herodotus in his histories, when Cleomenes learnt of the name of the god whom the grove was sacred to, and realized it was the same name as the city, he said, "Apollo, god of prophecy, you seriously misled me when you foretold that I would capture Argos. I think your prediction has now come true." Although Cleomenes figured the oracle may have only meant that he would conquer the sanctuary of Argos rather than the city itself, he marched on anyway. According to Plutarch, when Telesilla learnt of what had been done to the army, she got the women, youth, and elders of Argos to rise up in defense. According to one account, the women, directed by Telesilla, resolved to hold their city, manning the walls and hurling whatever they could at the Spartans, and drove Cleomenes back with less men than he started with. The women who fell in battle were buried by the Argive road in honour of their achievements, and their victory was commemorated by the Festival of Impudence, during which women dressed as men and men dressed as women, and the women could order the men about. From Herodotus, quoted in Pausanias, we have this oracle about Telesilla and the salvation of Argos. When male by female is put to flight, and Argos's name with honour is bright, many an Argive wife will show, both cheeks marred with scars of woe. Pausanias also offers a different version of the story. He writes of the 3 options Cleomenes had. 1, to attack the city and be defeated by women, which would be the greatest disgrace. 2, to attack and defeat the women, which would be a dishonourable victory, or 3, to leave and save his honour. Frustrated, Cleomenes chose the third option and withdrew his forces. Whichever version is correct, Argos was saved from conquest by Telesilla and the women of the city. What happened to Telesilla after she defended her home is unknown, but she continued as a role model of great heroic achievement and was remembered as a successful poetess for centuries. Clement of Alexandria preserved these lines from an earlier poem regarding her heroism. They say that the women of Argos, under the leadership of the poetess Telesilla, by their simple appearance, put to flight the Spartans, strong at war, and made themselves fearless in the face of death. 700 years after her death, her poetry was still being read and revered, and she was both remembered and honoured for her heroism and courage. What famous women are honoured in your culture? Let us know in the comments below. If you enjoyed this video, make sure you give it a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel so you don't miss out on any new uploads. As always, you can follow the links to our website below for more information about Telesilla of Argos. And if you have any women from history you'd like to see as a video, let us know who it is and why in the comments below. This video was brought to you by World History Encyclopedia. For more great articles and interactive content, head to our website via the link below. World History Encyclopedia is a non-profit organisation, so if you'd like to support our work, you can hit the link in the top corner of the screen, or you can follow the link to our Patreon down below. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you soon with another video.